words of inspiration and love. Oh, how we live and what we say, it's stamping up and it's our way.
Hey everyone, it's Pauline from Stamp with Pauline, and I've been having some wonderful time making some Kintsugi cards. This is using the new Kintsugi suite that is available in the annual catalogue. There's lots of things going around on the internet using this, and I had a great time doing this. So I'm going to show you a couple of cards that I have done. So this is the first card. So this one I have embossed the words. I have also cut out and made a third pot. This pot is the large pot cut off. So we're going to show you that. And I've used a colour wheel for this as well. So let's get started on this card. I'm pairing it with the Simply Said. I'm going to be using the birthday wishes. I've got my dies here. I've got a piece of cardstock, and what I have done is I've grabbed the colour wheel and I've gone with the complementary colour wheel, and I'm using the Petal Pink as my base card because it coordinated with this designer series paper. So I've got the Petal Pink, I've got Flirty Flamingo, I've got Pretty in Pink, and I've got the Melon Mambo. So they're the colours that I'm using today. So first thing I'm going to do is grab hold of my designer series paper from the Kintsugi suite, and I'm going to glue that down to my base card. I've got a strip of the Petal Pink in the cardstock, and I'm going to grab hold of my embossing buddy, and I'm going to just pop a bit of powder on that side. Going to grab hold of my Versamark ink pad, ink that up, and I'm going to stamp my birthday wishes just about there. Okay, and then I am going to grab some powder, get my embossing powder, sprinkle that over the top, flick off the excess, and then I'm going to pack away that and heat set this with my heat gun. Okay, so it doesn't take long to heat set that. And then I'm going to grab hold of my card and I'm going to glue my birthday wishes just onto my card, end to end. Alright. What I'm going to do now is taking the dies. I'm actually going to cut out, I've got Melon Mambo, I've got the Flirty Flamingo, and I've got the Pretty in Pink. And what I'm going to do is cut out 2 of these and 1 of the pots. So now I have the 3 pots cut out. What I'm going to do is grab hold of one of the pots, and I am going to turn it up the other way, and I'm going to slice that off the top to make a third different vessel. So it will be staggered something like that. And what I'm now going to do is run those through an embossing folder. Might use 2 different embossing folders for those. So I've decided what I'm going to do is lay 1 up on the flowers and 1 over here. No, I'm going to change that. I think you might fit better over here. You can go over here on the stripes, the stripy bit. Let's go, I think I'll turn you so that you're up that direction. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then this one I'm going to have on the flower. Just make sure that's in on there. So there I have all three. I've now decided on the one embossing folder. I'm going to run that through. Okay, so I have the three of those cut out, and now what I'm going to do is I'm also going to grab hold of some dimensionals. I've got some scrap bits left here. Alright, and then I'm going to stagger my three different pots. Like so. Alright, so going to grab hold of my dimensionals for this pot, and the bottom one I'm going to just glue down. Like that. This one can be raised up, so just take a bit of my dimensionals here, and then my third pot, just sit that on top of there like that. And now what I'm going to do is grab hold of this die that comes with this, and in this color here, which is the petal pink, not petal pink, sorry, let me have a look at my color chart. That is the Flirty Flamingo. All right, so in Flirty Flamingo, I'm going to cut out a few of these, so I think I'll do 2 or 3 of those, and let's see if that's enough. Okay, so I've cut all of those out, pop those back over there, get my brush, get rid of any other bits that are left in the die. Okay. Alright, so clean up this. There. And the bit that you've chopped off, obviously that can then become another pot. It could even go on this card as well if it was a different colour. Maybe even 4 does look quite good. Another embossing folder, so that's another option for that as well. So grab hold of these bits, and we are just going to position them just inside. I think 2 might be plenty in this pot. Just want it so that it's wonder what it looks like coming out of the, no, I think it does need to come out of that pot. So I'm going to grab hold of my liquid glue and just give that a sweeping glue. The other option you could do is with this liquid glue is attach this to the silicone sheet, pop a bit of glue down on the silicone sheet, and then use a sponge or a sponge dauber to actually pick up that that glue, so you can actually attach it if you haven't used any adhesive backing, adhesive sheeting on these. I'm actually going to pull that bit off, so I just want that to just be, I'm going to just cut that across there. Alright, and just so that it's a little bit lower, just want it to come over here a bit. Alright, so just give that some glue and lay that down. And then of course we need a little bit of the bling. And I might just also put a little mini dimensional. I'm just thinking that pot's just sitting up a little too high for my liking. going to secure a little bit of a mini dimensional just on the edge there, just so that that pot sits down a little flush. And that is the card. So I hope you like that. This is a PDF that is available for all of the cards that I have done in this series. So if you would like, it's $15 and it will include all 6 cards of the measurements and the instructions. So that is a nice, easy, simple card. I really am liking this Kintsugi suite. And just another option, and like I said, if you really wanted to, if you made a 4th pot, and that would then sit nicely in amongst that as well. So lots of options still with this one. And that one's actually, like I said, not even using the actual stamp set. That is just the dies. So again, a really nice card to be able to make that. So, all right, I will talk to you next time. See you then. Thanks.
What we love, what we do makes a difference in me and you. All these years of inspiration and love.